Welcome back, and with this being Keith's last week before he goes back to school, he's been busy as usual, and so here he's doing the final waxing on these door frame plugs so we can pull the molds off of those. So that'll be next week, we'll be starting those. And here's Devin and Zach laying up the second mold for the nose gear bracing. So we did the other one, I guess, a week ago, and so this is the first go around on this one. So again, the black top coat, and then light fiberglass layer, and then two light or two medium carbon fibers, and then the following day finishing off with the heavy. And the next thing up on the mill was these fixtures that will hold the various pieces of the door so we can bond them together and then trim them. So this is quite a large piece, again, not overly, but you know, take a decent amount of time to do it. So that's the first one there, actually milled, and it was milled with the ball end, and came out nicely. It didn't require, you know, any real extra work or anything after that. So that one there is requiring already now for some fiberglass to be put on there before the putty can be sprayed on. And now it's Thursday here, and the guys are doing the heavy glass. Actually, no, I said carbon fiber before, but no, this is just a glass mold. So they're doing the heavy glass for these nose gear braces. And here's the braces that I actually cut on the machine the other day, and they've all been now glued into place and just, you know, the edges smoothed off and rounded. So they're ready to have the carbon fiber to bond those into place. And the exciting news is we now have two new part-time members to our team. So this is Chris over here on the left, and Roberto there. And these guys have loads of experience, 25 years of experience doing composite work. And they're just coming along, and they're going to be helping us several days a week in the evenings, and possibly some work on Saturdays to help speed things along. So it's super nice to have them on board, and they're more than welcome to, you know, help out as much as they can. And as you saw there, they were glassing up that door frame fixture, and they also glassed up this upper skin. This is the one that we had to redo because we had a problem with it. So they glassed that as well. So there's quite a lot they got done for their first evening. And here's the door frame fixture that they finished. So they did a super nice job on that. And that's not actually something that they're used to doing in their regular experience, but they did a good job, and we're happy with how that turned out. So excited to see all sorts of progress that we can make with them on board now. And so here's a couple other braces that were really simple that I cut up the other day, and this is for bracing those little side floor braces, the molds for those, so they have a nice flat platform to stand on when we go to lay those up. And here's the other door fixture. So this one's been milled now, and so that's waiting to have glass on that. And the next one off the mill is the plug for the underside of the glare shield, and you see that little sort of stick out there is for where the autopilot head sits. And we'll actually be able to use this mold for double duty. We'll be able to lay up the panel itself because it's just that flat area there. It'll have the right shape. And here's the upper door skin that we're redoing back on the mill after having some putty sprayed on there. And this time came out fine without any problems. So happy to get that one out the way. So most of the parts, and even including the fixtures for the doors, are all coming along, and so it won't be too long, and we'll be able to get the doors all sorted out. And here's the first of the door fixtures that will allow us to hold those frames, sprayed with putty. And we had a little bit different consistency on the putty that we had this go around, so it looks a little bit different, and it came out nicely. So that one's ready to hit the mill. And here's Keith again finishing up some more sanding on one of these door frames. And so we want to thank Keith for the time that he's put in. It's been about 3 months that he's been working with us, and he's more than welcome to come back anytime, and possibly next summer. And there's Mark working on the other one. So those door frames are coming along nicely. A little bit of detail work around where the hinge bosses are there, and the little blocks there where the latches are. but mostly it's just about done, so they'll be getting primed soon. And Zach and Devon have been wet sanding on this window frame, and there's actually the two of these, so there's one of them that's pretty much, I think that's at 400 now, or 320, so it needs a little bit more, and then that'll be ready for waxing. And here they are working on the other one, so again just wet sanding that, and I believe with 320 at this level. So those aren't too far away from being ready to be waxed for molds. So here's the first door frame fixture up on the mill, and because of the sort of tight little corners and little sort of hollows in this particular part, I've decided to run it with the 3/8 of an inch ball mill and running it with a 20 thou step over, so it requires very little sanding when it be done, but it's going to take about sort of 14-15 hours to run this path. And you can see it's just started. This is about an hour in, and it's doing a super nice job. The finish there is just, it's got, you know, very minor ridges on there that won't take anything to sand off. And this is yesterday afternoon, Roberto and Chris back again, and this time they're glassing the other fixture that ran on the mill the previous night. And they also got the one done for the underside of the glare shield. So here they're, you know, really picking up the pace here now that they getting the feel of what is required with glassing these components. And so here's the one with the glare shield there, or the underneath side of the glare shield. And it didn't really take them very long to get either of those done. So those will be ready to have some putty sprayed on them next week on Monday, and go back on the mill. And so things are sort of moving along quickly now. I'm super happy about this, having these guys on board. And I'll leave you with a little bit more of the ball mill pass running on this door frame fixture. And as you can see, the Z-axis is perfectly dialed in now, and this is just coming out super nice. So really happy about that. Anyway, that's our update for this week. Thanks again for watching.